So I got, what? That's how dirty it is. So it has various settings there that you can see. So it goes into that bit. I saw that price, I was like, whoa. This is a pretty good microphone if you're recording using your phone and you're two hosts, or maybe you're interviewing someone. Hi, so my name is Adele Onyango. I am a Kenyan media personality. I've been in traditional radio as a radio presenter for 10 years. And last year I left and started podcasting. And I really enjoyed it to date. I've had a weekly podcast for a year and 5 months now. And every week for the last 74 weeks, I've put up an episode. And yeah, I really love podcasting. But because of that, I get asked a lot of questions around podcasting. And so this is the first of a series of videos that I'll do, just sharing the knowledge that I have. I've stayed away from answering the questions on how do I start my podcast, what do I need? Because I don't want to come off as being the know-all and the expert. But I do want to share knowledge. So I'd urge you to take what I say, use it or not. But also just allow yourself the wriggle room to kind of make decisions for yourself, because that's how I've gotten this far in podcasting. So in this video, we're going to be looking at the various microphones and recorder that I use for my podcast. The first one I got in 2016. It was actually a gift from my partner, Falgun, and it's a Sony USB recorder. So I got, what? That's how dirty it is. Well, I'm not doing a close-up of it again. So I got it in 2016. At the time, we had just built up my website. So the plan was I was going to record various African celebrities using this and then put that audio on my website. Soon after, I moved from doing a mid-morning show on Kiss FM to a breakfast show on Kiss FM. But when I look at what I'm doing now with my podcast, I'm kind of doing the same thing, so it's cool. So I like this recorder because it's tiny, I can move around with it, and I genuinely, well, before Corona, when we could move around freely, I'd have it all day, every day with me in my handbag, just in case I came across somebody who had a dope story and I needed to record it. I also travel with it, and even when I travel, it's in my handbag all the time. So I remember, I think it's episode 25, I recorded that in Ghana, and I was so happy that I had this in my handbag because during a cab ride with someone who was at the same conference as me, he started telling such an interesting story, and I was like, hold up, can I record that for my podcast? And I ended up recording a pretty dope story. And then during a night out in Accra, I was trying out the local traditional drinks. It was such a lit night. But I had this, so I was able to ask the friends that I'd made what's in the drink and stuff like that, and that could go on my podcast. So I like that it's tiny enough for me to carry with me everywhere. Also, I don't need any cables because, as I said, it's a USB microphone. So after recording, I just put the USB. Yeah, I don't want you guys to see how dirty it is at the front. Do that, plug it into the laptop, and transfer my audio files. It also has really great audio. I have recorded entire podcast episodes, so not just the storytellers who share stories on my podcast, but even my bits. I did that when I was in New York and I missed my flight home and I needed to record my bits of the podcast episode that needed to go up. Luckily, I had my recorder, so I just recorded it, plopped it into the laptop, edited it, and even though I was stressed because I'd missed my flights, traveling is hectic, I was still able to put up an episode thanks to my recorder. So yeah, it's got great audio. There is a jack for a microphone if you want to plug in a microphone and record, and also for your earphones or headphones. I'll get to that a bit later. So we got it off of Jumia in 2016. I'm pretty sure Falgun doesn't remember how much it cost him, but I did a search today and there are quite a few options. So they range from 3,500 bob to 10,000 bob, and these are USB recorders. It all depends on your budget, the brand you're looking for, the space. So just take a look there. And this is not a Jumia plug or anything. I'm pretty sure these recorders are available on other platforms. So the next microphone I got in 2019, this was when I had decided, yep, I'm definitely going into podcasting. And it was while I was serving my notice at my previous job. I literally just got onto Google and typed, what do I need to start a podcast? And one of the top hits was an article, and it talked about microphones and also had like links to the Amazon pages for all of these microphones. So I remember I went to the one that was ranked number one. Then I checked the page on Amazon. I saw that price. I was like, hoo-ho. No. You must have my bank account confused. Anyway, so I settled on a blue Yeti microphone, which is this. Is it clean before I bring it closer to you? Yes, it is. Yeah, so I use a blue Yeti microphone. Actually, I bought two. So I ordered them off of Amazon, and then luckily my sister Stephanie, thank you so much. Mwah! I love you. She brought them in for me. So I ordered them sometime in end of January, and she was coming in February, and they arrived nice and safe and cute. Other than being cute, why I like them. Number one is the settings. And I don't know why, when I was deciding to buy the Blue Yeti microphones, I bought them because they had a setting specific for podcasters. And so I was like, these guys, like, it's in line with what I want to do. However, when the microphones came, I did not watch any tutorial because I don't know why for 8 months. So for those 8 months, I was using the microphone on the wrong setting. I mean, the audio was still okay. The episodes were still very dope. However, I mean, the audio is much better when you use the setting that is more conducive for podcasters. Please don't be like me. Read the manuals, watch a tutorial. Don't think you know everything. 8 months. 8 months though. So it has various settings there that you can see. So the one that it's on, which looks like a love heart, is the setting that is most conducive for podcasters and for me in particular, because it makes sure only this front part of the microphone is on when I'm using it, so it cancels out everything else. And yeah, it gives me such good audio quality. It's amazing. So I got two of these. This is a USB microphone. What that means is I do not need a sound card because it comes with this cable. So this cable goes into this part of, you get, yeah? So it goes into that bit. You just connect it to your laptop, right? And then whatever editing software you use should be able to pick it up. When I'm not using them, because I'm not recording every single day, I can just kind of store them like that. So I couldn't remember exactly how much I bought them off Amazon, but what I did is go to the Blue Yeti website, and I found that this particular one is $129. So that's about roughly between 12 and 13K for one. And that's without factoring in shipping costs. Of course, if you have a family member who's coming, it's time to start being nice to them because they can save you some tunes. However, I think they are available locally if you're watching this from Nairobi. I don't know where. Plus also, just do your research the same way I did. Looked at a list of over 10 microphones, looked at the costs, looked at reviews, looked at, is this good for podcasting? Is this better for something else? Is this good for the space I'm going to be recording in? And then make your decision from there. So don't say, oh man, I don't have 13K, so now I can never ever start podcasting because that's the microphone that is for podcasting. No, there's like a range of various microphones that are pretty good for podcasting. Plus also, they may be available locally for maybe even cheaper. I don't know, you could get like a good deal because I got this a year and a half ago. But this is the one that I use for recording while I'm in my home studio. And also I used it when I was on tour, when I took Legally Clueless on tour. So my pop-up podcast, I'd use this as well. So the third microphone, I can't really show it to you because it's currently plugged into the camera, but it's this Lapel microphone. It's a dual, so it has another microphone head. And I got this in 2018. At the time, I'd been contracted by a particular brand to do some work with them in South Africa, and the work included me having to record video interviews. I didn't have a camera at that time, so I was going to use my phone, but I needed good audio. So I went to CDI Gadgets. They are pretty good if you're a content creator looking for microphones, lighting, tripods and things like that. So I got this in 2018. It's a smartphone lapel mic, but it also comes with an adapter that you can then use the microphone on a camera or on a laptop. Again, I was blonde for a while. I didn't understand what the adapter was for. So even when I got my camera, I was going to buy another microphone. And then it was Fal who was just like, I think your microphone, it didn't come with an adapter. I was like, I don't know, did it? What does it look like? This adapter you speak of. Anyway, so it comes with the adapter, meaning then you can use the microphone on a camera and also on a laptop. Why I decided to include this microphone, even though I don't use it as much for my podcast, is because I know there's quite a few people who use their phones to record their podcasts. This is a pretty good microphone if you're recording using your phone and you're two hosts, or maybe you're interviewing someone. You can use this. I've used it probably twice for audio for my podcast. In fact, very recently I used it for a conversation style podcast. I was having a convo with my best friend, and we just recorded the audio into my Samsung. So we plugged in the lapels into my Samsung. I used the Samsung voice recorder. The only thing I will say is when I migrated the audio onto my laptop, I had to do more work bumping it up and cleaning up the audio than, say, when I record with my USB recorder or with my, Blue Yeti microphone. But it wasn't bad audio, it was still pretty cool. So at the time I got it in 2018, I want to say I paid about 3,500 bob, but I checked their Instagram page, CDI Gadgets Instagram page, and it's about 4,000 or 4,500 there, in that range. Of course, they have various options. There's lapel mics with only one microphone, so you just decide what works for you. The last thing that I will talk about is headphones and earphones. They seem like a luxury. You're like, once I've bought the mics and I have my phone or I have my laptop, I'm good to go. It's very important for you to have earphones or headphones, especially if you're going to be recording people using a USB recorder or whatever other recorder you have. You want to monitor their sound as you're recording it. You don't want to get back home, listen to the audio and be like, what the fudge? Second reason why I think it's important to get yourself a good pair of earphones or headphones is for editing. A lot of people will listen to your podcast on their phones using their earphones. And so you want to listen to the audio as close to what they're going to be hearing as possible. If you edit without your headphones or your earphones, you may not hear something, especially in the background, that you could clean up, but your audience are gonna hear it. I mean, I'm not one of those people who's like, those super expensive headphones is what I go for. I have a couple of freebies that I was given by Pace. Thank you so much. Once they saw me start podcasting, they sent I think 3 pairs of headphones my way. So thank you so much. I also have a pair of headphones that I got in 2015. They're still in really good condition. I take care of my headphones. And then I have, I hope my former boss doesn't watch this because I have some headphones that I was meant to return when I left my former employment, but I didn't. It was a souvenir. I wanted to remember the place. So that's that on microphones. Please do check out my podcast. It's called Legally Clueless. I'll put the link in the description. If you have any questions around microphones or any questions around starting your podcast, drop them in the comments. I will be recording more videos about them, so I'll probably maybe kinda, I don't know, sorta answer your question in the next video.